Hi, I'm Casey from Whole Child Counseling, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of these origami boxes. All right, today I'm going to show you how to make this two-piece origami box. I didn't use any tape or glue, that's why they're might be popping up a little, but let's get started. So I love to use this 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. It doesn't work quite as well if it's like really thick, like cardstock or embossed paper. But if you don't have 12 by 12, you can take any 8.5 by 11 piece of paper like this, and you just need to make it into a square. So all you're going to do is just fold it so it gets a little point at the corner. And then you would just cut off this extra. If you do it from this side, then you'll have a slightly smaller box, but this works just as well. But I'm gonna show you today with this cardstock paper. So to start, if you have cardstock paper, sometimes there's two different sides. Sometimes it's just one, the same on both sides. But if you have two different sides, you put down the fancy side on the back. And what you're gonna do to start, I like to kind of put it so it's like at a angle from me. You take one edge and you meet it to the other edge, and then you fold it. And this is why if it's really like thick cardstock or embossed, it just makes the folding more difficult and it can be a little aggravating. And now you're gonna open it up and you're gonna do the same thing to the other side. So just fold it to the other side. And then you're gonna open it up and actually let me take my pen and show you. I'm going right in the middle, this X kind of right where it meets in the middle. I'm just gonna go like that, and then on the opposite side I'm gonna do the same thing. This paper is super nice because it actually has kind of like a grid on it. I feel like it makes it even better, but most of my paper doesn't have that. This is just very fancy paper that I had to show you today. All right, so now what you're gonna do, there's a line in the middle here of the paper. So you're gonna take the edge and you're gonna fold it up to the middle. And then the tighter we fold, like this is when it starts getting a little harder to fold down. If you need to, you can take like a card or something to really, if you have a nail, you can press it, but if not, you can use something else to press the edge if you need to. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna meet it in the middle and then just fold it. Now I'm gonna open it, it's this way. So now I'm gonna do it the opposite way. So again, there's a line in the middle and I'm gonna fold it in. I'm gonna flip it around. So on the other side, I can do the same thing. Now I'm gonna unfold it till it's at the square. I'm gonna flip it over. This is a way to check your work, to see if you're on the right track. You should have 4 rows of 4 squares. If you don't, then you might have missed a step. I do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my pen to show you where to cut. You don't really need to use a pen, but if you're doing it for the first time, it might be helpful to use like a pencil or something that's similar color to the paper. So we have our squares, and I'm just going to be cutting 1 square in on that line. So 1 square in, 1 square in, because I'm going to pull this piece out, and then I'm going to flip it, and I'm doing the same thing, 1 square and 1 square. So it's only 4 cuts total. And you want to cut it all the way. This one I didn't do all the way, so I gotta fix it. It's okay to make mistakes when you're doing art projects. I didn't do it right, so I had to just fix it for a minute. All right, so you have these pieces pulled out. What you're gonna do is you're gonna lift this up. These are gonna be kind of, this is starting the bottom of your box, these are the side. You're gonna hold these up with your hands and you're gonna use your pointer fingers and you're gonna push these in to make another side. Then you're gonna lift up this flap and you're gonna press it down and kind of pinch it and press it into place. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So holding the sides, take my pointer fingers, press these in. I'm gonna lift the flap up and I'm gonna pinch it, and such nice shiny paper. Okay, so we've got one side of the box there. I'll show you one more time, just so if you want to follow along with the steps, sometimes it's helpful to do it with someone the first few times. If you want, you can take a little glue stick or whatever and put it down there, but I don't have any of that right now. This paper is a little thicker. I don't love doing it with paper this thick. This is almost like cardstock, but I'm running out of paper because I recorded a whole video and it wasn't recording. I thought I was recording a video, but it didn't work. So this one is, yeah, it's harder to crease. So I did one side, I'm opening up, and now I'm gonna go to the other side. So we're making that X, remember? And now I'm just gonna put a dot in the middle where the X is so I know, because I'm gonna take the side, I'm gonna fold it in. I can tell this is gonna be really tricky when I get to the more layered folds, but it's good to do hard things and challenges. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the other side. I've got some fingernails that are helping me with this, and then it almost looks like an envelope there. And then the last side. Okay, now we see this line in the middle. I'm gonna take the edge, I'm gonna fold it into the middle. And this is where it's tricky with the thicker paper. I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna open it up and then I'm gonna turn it because I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And my goal is to get to 4 rows of 4. I also think when you have thicker paper, it's just, not only is it harder to press, but harder to kind of keep it aligned. Okay, now we see, we flip it around, we check, yep, 4 rows of 4. So I'm gonna do my cuts. 1 square in on that side, 1 square in on that side. My line isn't perfect, but I know that's okay because it doesn't need to be perfect. And if I get frustrated when I'm making this, which sometimes doing projects and making art can be frustrating, I know I can use my coping skills and strategies. I can take a deep breath. I can choose a helpful thought. All right, now I'm gonna pull these sides out. I'm gonna lift the edges up, take my pointer fingers, push them in. I'm gonna take the flap, lift it up and down, and then I'm gonna push it into place. Again, I'm gonna, actually, let me flip it around. Push this in with my pointer fingers, lift the flap up and down. And the cool thing about these boxes is they can fit inside each other. So you can make whatever one you want to go on top or on the bottom. What I love about these is with these type of boxes, you could use this, you could take a emotion like anger, and on the outside of the box, you could use, you know, oil pastels or crayons or markers or collage images or words. You can show through lines and colors and shapes and pictures how you express your anger, how you show your anger to the world. And then on the inside of the box, you would represent how that anger really feels on the inside to you. Another thing, you could do that with any emotion. You could also take a situation, like maybe going through a tough medical situation or your parents' divorce or moving schools, whatever. Again, on the outside, you're going to represent what you show to the world about that situation, and on the inside, how it really feels. Another thing that's really fun to do is to create a safe space inside this box. So you might use, like when I think of a safe space, I've done it with like feathers and pom-poms and fabrics and almost like that furry felt fabric to kind of create a nice, safe, cozy spot. You can make a worry box. There's just so many things you could do with these boxes. So I hope that you enjoy them. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to Whole Child Counseling.